I decided that 2024 is the year when I'm actually going to finally elevate my style and slowly build up the wardrobe that I've been wanting to have for years. And to make sure that I actually am succeeding in this journey, I made a plan. And I'm going to be sharing it with you step by step and documenting the whole process in this video series. So this is the first episode of how to change your personal style. Without really overcomplicating anything here, let's just go into my Notion and check out the game plan that I put together for this video series. Here is my Notion page that I created for this, and by the way, I'm going to include the template link in the description of this video. It will be a tiny bit of an investment from your side, but if you want, of course, you can just recreate this in your Notion. Otherwise, it's just super easy to grab this from the description box. So here is the overview of our plan. First things first, we're going to be doing a research and analysis and inspiration section. That is mostly what today's video is going to be about, which is understanding this new style and its characteristics, getting clear on what I want people to think of when they look at me. And that is mostly going to be my style, meaning my clothes, my hair, my jewelry, my face, and so on. So all of that we're gonna think about and sort of document in a way. And I will probably also go on and create like 1 or 2 mood boards. Plus we're gonna save probably some Instagram accounts as well. But moving on to the knowledge base, there what we want is we want to create the ultimate knowledge base for ourselves. So when we go online shopping or shopping, we can just refer back to it and understand if a piece of item that we're about to buy, is that in alignment with my color palette? Is that one of the key pieces or basics that I want in my wardrobe? And we're also going to write out some go-to brands, because I don't know about you, but I cannot just for the life of me follow 200 brand Instagram accounts, because it will just spam my feed. And I just want my feed to be about things that I really care about. But I also want sort of an encyclopedia of brands that I can refer back to and just check like around sales times. And also if I know that there's a brand, for example, Moncler, which is mostly known about winter items, if I want like a really nice jacket, I will probably go there and stuff like that. It's also very easy when you find a new brand, you can just save it in Notion and then you never forget about them. And then we're gonna do a purge, but not like the movie purge. That's a bit too much. We're gonna get rid of any clothes that don't fit into the criteria that we set before and make sure that we donate or sell them. I highly recommend trying to sell as many things as you can, because then you can make some extra cash money for yourself and you can spend that on your new wardrobe items. So, and the last thing that we're going to be doing is set up a buy list. So yet again, we're gonna create an ultimate buy list with exact key pieces of the style that you want to achieve. But listen, what we want to do is save links with the prices as well. And I know it can be painful to look at all of that together, but why it's essential is because we want to set up a budget for ourselves. At least, again, I'm not a millionaire. If you are, just feel free to enjoy, go out and buy whatever you want to buy. But for me, that's not really doable, not at this moment. So then in the upcoming year and years, I can just think about what are the things I want to spend money on and when is it actually realistic for me to spend that money. With that said, I'm going to start my research and analysis phase. And for that, my friends, we're going to be going on Pinterest and checking out some inspirational accounts. So I already spent quite a few hours on Pinterest trying to set up a new board, which is my 2024 me board. That is actually a private one, so I'm not going to share that one. And I highly recommend you do something like that, where you just add all the pictures that resonate with you. That is like major manifesting, and I like to add that to one of the parts of my Notion. That part should be something that you take a look at quite regularly, at least like a few times a week, so you can just see that. But don't worry, because we're going to be using these Pinterest pictures to create some mood boards on Canva. So here what I'm probably gonna do is actually speed things up a little bit, and I'll come back when I'm starting to do Canva. Once you're done and you found a bunch of pictures that somehow just speak to your soul and tell you, this is what I want to look like, this is what I want to be perceived like as a person. Perceived as a person, yes. Once you found those pictures, you want to go to Canva and start a new project. Here I already have my 2024 like vision board and some other like mood board pictures. So I'm going to be working a little bit on those Canva mood boards, and I'll check back in with you after I've done that. But it's a bit annoying because I feel like the sun is going down and it's not even 3 p.m. Welcome to Sweden. As you can see on my screen, I actually made 2 mood boards. One of them is a bit more summer versus spring kind of thing, and the other one is a bit more like wintry, cozy and stuff like that. And because I live in Sweden and it's January, it's pretty much going to be the second mood board that I will be referring a bit more, because it's very cold. It's actually -15 today, so gotta get good at layering things. But let's make sure that we download these and we add them to my Notion page. Having these mood boards here as inspiration will always help me just refer back when I get overwhelmed with the number of clothes and amounts of objects that are around me on websites and everything. Because I think one of my biggest problems is that I just get caught up in the idea of something looking cute, but I don't really think about the vibe that it's bringing forward. So I think looking at these will help me kind of stay within the style that I want and that I like. So that is that, and I'm going to be adding some Instagram inspo accounts that I've been looking at. I followed quite a few accounts in the past 2 weeks, and my approach is sort of just find one person whose style you like, follow them, and you'll either get suggestions or you can just kind of go into their pictures and there will be tags and things like that. Or you want to find some people from Pinterest, which is not hard at all, to be honest. So my approach is I followed about 20-25 people, and then I like to interact with their content on a day-to-day basis just to see what they are putting out, because I think otherwise it's really hard to actually make sure that you like what they are creating. And like, no offense to anyone, I just think that you can't like everyone's content. So whenever I feel like this is not really in alignment with what I want to see every day, I kind of just unfollow that person, and I think that's totally okay to do so. And again, no disrespect to anyone, and I know that everyone who is working on social media is putting a lot of time and effort into their content, and I'm sure that people will like what they're putting out. With that said, I know that I have a couple of accounts that I really like, so I'm just going to pull those accounts to show you, and we're going to add those links to my Notion. So for now, I only added 3 accounts that I really like. One of them, the last one, I actually have been following for quite a long time, and I've always been inspired by her and her style. So that is really, really nice. And the 2 other ones are accounts that I found recently. So I highly recommend that you add some accounts here, just because it helps you get used to their names and everything. I think we all have our favorite creators that we know their names and all the handles on social media and everything by heart, but it's just kind of nice to have it written down in your Notion in case anything happens, you lose all your records or whatever, then you know whose profiles you want to look out for, basically. Let's move on to the features part that we kind of want to cover in this video. So now that we have these mood boards and everything down here, we want to move on to the analysis part and really understand why we're liking all these pictures. What is a pattern here? What is a theme here? What is the common thing that these pictures share? And I think to me that really stands out from the beginning is that all of these pieces are feminine, quality, and really like classy as well. And I'm pretty sure, since I've been thinking about this, those will probably be my 3 characteristics that I would like. So I think the characteristics that I will add is feminine, classy or classic, and quality or like high quality, I should say. So these are the characteristics I want to keep in mind when I'm buying something. So knowing these 3 characteristics, it should be fairly easy to decide for me when I'm looking at a piece of clothing, accessory, shoes, or whatever. Is this a feminine piece of clothing? Is it classy or classic? And is it high quality? And I kind of want at least 2 of those things to match the described item as well. Otherwise, there's no point, to be honest. Now that we have the characteristics, I also want to think of key words that I want people to think of when they look at me. And I don't think you need to spend too much time here, and you can always come back and adjust these a little bit, which I think I'll probably be doing in the next couple of months. But you really want to think about this. And again, I've been thinking about this quite a lot, so I feel like I have a good idea what I want to add here. So yet again, when people look at me, I want to look like put together. So all of these pictures to me are like, even the ones that are kind of more comfortable and things, they're really well put together. So I want to seem put together. I want to seem feminine, which is something that I'm trying to embrace more and more in my life. And what else do I want people to think about when they look at me? Maybe I'll just say invested for now, but like, she really invested in this, as in not just by money, but also by thinking about what she's wearing and how she's wearing the items. So put together, feminine, invested. I actually want them to think that I'm like very confident. So I'm just gonna add confident, because all of these pictures that I look at, I feel like these girls are just like beaming confidence, and I very, very much like that. And there was something that I added to one of my mood boards here, but is education is power. So I think my 5th word will also be well educated. My characteristics at the end is feminine, classy or classic, and high quality. And when people look at me, I want them to think that I'm put together, I'm feminine, I've invested in myself, I'm confident, and I'm well educated. So this is kind of what I'm going for now, at least. And again, we can always come back to this and tweak these later on. So it doesn't have to be the ultimate finalized version. So you can spend some time thinking about these. And so after completing this exercise, we basically have our keywords, our characteristics, we have our mood boards, and some Instagram inspiration as well. So we're done with this part of the Notion template. And I think it was really, really fun to just kind of get lost in Pinterest and Instagram and really play around with this a little bit. If you want to see how my journey continues and maybe consider joining me, then let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe before you leave. And this is gonna be a very fun sort of video series to do together, I think, and giving each other feedback as well. So I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, I think that you will really like this one too. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next week. Bye.